What is going on, people? We are back again with another freaking video, and this one right here is all about Kris and Jeymi. Now, we know when it comes to Kris and Jeymi in the most recent season of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, their relationship was one hell of a up and down roller coaster, predominantly due to Kris's behavior. Now, since then, a lot of people have had, let's just say, assumptions based on why Kris went missing for around about that 5 months. Now, some people came out to actually say that they think that Kris may have been actually in rehab for at least 3 of those months, and that is why she was completely MIA to Jeymi's phone calls, as well as the video chats. Well, when it comes to 90 Day Chisme and Instagram account, they decided to reach out to Kris herself in particular to really ask her what the hell is actually going on. Now, also at the same time, the other question that was asked was, has there been an altercation between you and Jeymi? Because rumor has it, things got quite heated with them two that pushing even got involved. Well, Kris had her say, and this is the response that she gave to 90 Day Chisme. She starts off by saying, "No, I've never been to rehab and never needed it. My son got into some trouble and I put him in rehab. And everyone has been talking mad about me, and they know nothing about me. I've never been in trouble in my life and I never will. As far as Jeymi goes, I did nothing but treat her like a god." Sorry, I just can't take that seriously because we know that she didn't. I mean, let's talk about how bad Kris's communication was with Jeymi. And also at the same time, let's also talk about how Kris did not pay Jeymi's rent for months as well. But to be honest with you, I don't know where she gets this whole thing about how she treated Jeymi like a god. But anyway, we continue. Giving her everything she ever asked for, and all I got in return is lies and deceit. I'm no cheater and will never be in a relationship with someone who is again. I have not now, nor have I ever put my hands on Jeymi. For F's sake, I was raised in an abusive household and still bear the marks to prove it. I mean, listen, fair enough, but a lot of people that are abused actually do become abused themselves in particular. So, yeah. But anyway, we continue. Abusers can rot in hell where they belong. It effed me up hard, giving me physical and emotionally, so I would never do that to another soul. People are out here living such a pathetic lives that they have nothing better to do than pretend to be making up BS. If I'm such this big horrible person, why the F are they wasting time pretending to be me? Effing losers. I mean, listen, to be honest with you, the fact that she ended in such an aggressive manner really goes back behind her talking about how she's not an abusive person. And it's crazy because, to be honest with you, when we saw her throughout the season, especially in the last episode, she had a lot of anger in her, so much anger that she had to walk out. Now, to be fair, her walking out at the time and not necessarily staying in the situation with Jeymi maybe proved to say that Kris doesn't know how to protect herself in terms of making sure that she doesn't harm other people, because she knows when she's gone too far, or she knows when she's going to go too far, so therefore she leaves the situation. I mean, if that's one of her mechanisms, then fair enough. But at the same time, though, this is a woman who legit said, "Hey, I've come here to buy a knife. I grew up around knives. This is what I do." I mean, honestly, this is the issue with Kris. Anything that Kris says has a contradiction. But everything that Kris says, her actions always show differently. And that is why people have questioned her heavily throughout the season. And it's sad because in reality, none of us want to be questioning someone's medical condition, you know? Because we know that she's got narcolepsy, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that have questioned to what extent. A lot of people have questioned that she used it as an excuse to do what she did in terms of, ignoring Jeymi. A lot of people have asked if, is this something that she does have, but she over-exaggerates it for the benefit of whatever benefit that she's looking for. And to be honest with you, when people get to a point where they now start to question you, to be honest with you, it just means that there's something in your character that needs a reality check. So to be fair with you, Kris could easily be telling the truth in this statement. But the matter of fact is, your behavior legit makes it so hard for people to want to defend you, and makes it so hard for people to want to believe you. And to be honest with you, Kris can talk about people talking about her and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is this: you was on a reality TV show. You went on a TV show in a relationship with somebody else. You portrayed yourself in probably one of the worst ways, that you could, compared to other couples within this season. I'm not saying she was the worst person, but she was just as bad as them. And when you do that, people are going to have a comment. Because the reality is this: People watch reality TV because they want to watch something that is relatable, something that they can watch and be like, okay, I've been through that. Actually, I'm going through that. Ooh, actually, you know what? I don't want to go through that. So at the same time, when people see you acting out and acting like the way you've been acting, you can't be surprised if people are now coming out with, whatever statements that they are saying. Now, obviously, I don't know too much about this whole thing about people pretend and people are making up BS. That I know nothing about, you know what I mean? And as far as I'm concerned, I just report what I find online, do you know what I mean? Never do I ever come and say, hey guys, just so you know, I woke up this morning and I just thought to myself, yeah, Kris might have done this, so I'm going to say this. You know what I mean? So I don't know where that's coming from, you know what I mean? If that is the case, then fair enough. It is a sad thing, but at the same time, though, from all the information that I've gathered throughout this season and that I've gotten either from the show or gotten from the net, to be fair, it has generally come from people doing genuine research. So to be fair with you, at the same time, Kris could easily be deflecting from the truth, and the truth is her being exposed for being exactly who Kris is, and that is not someone that is a very kind person. And to be honest with you, it's actually more annoying that she talks about lies when she legit lied in her freaking statement. She legit said that I treated Jeymi like a god, but yet in the last episode, she fully admitted to not paying Jeymi's bills for the last, 3 months, I think it was. And the reason why she didn't pay Jeymi's bills is because Jeymi had gone for an apartment that cost slightly more. But also at the same time, this is the same person who encouraged or at least told her wife to leave the job because she'd be able to cover the wife. I mean, listen, this is someone that legit didn't even care if her wife went homeless. Let's just process that. Jeymi obviously was nowhere near to the point of getting homelessness, but then at the same time, I don't know what life is like in Colombia, you know what I mean? I don't know how easy it is for someone just to be kicked to the curb, but at the end of the day, the fact that she did not want to spend money on her wife's home because her wife got a home that was too expensive or more than the asking price is still not an excuse to then allow your wife to potentially become homeless. You know what I mean? So the fact that she did that, to be honest with you, and yet she wants to tell us about the lies, and she wants to question us, this woman is absolutely bonkers. And this is what I mean about Kris. No matter what she says, there's always a contradiction in what she's saying. Nothing she ever says is legit a straight line. Everything that she says and does is always wonky. Always all over the point. And she wonders why people are at a point where they are so judgmental or people have such a strong opinion on herself. And like I said before, she says all these things, but then ends the whole thing by saying effing losers, swearing at the public or wherever she's swearing at. Honestly, this woman needs help. Now, it may not have been her that went to rehab. It may have been her son, but I can tell you this now. This woman right here needs to go to therapy at least anyway. Because boy, the way she is, she's going to continue having marriages that are pointless. Because this is now, what, a third marriage, I think? And at the end of the day, as long as Kris continues being Kris, boy, those marriage. You know what? Do you know what I actually realized? Divorces aren't even cheap. Where the hell does she even get the money to get a divorce with these people, to be honest with you? Because obviously, it's something you pay on both ends. What do you think of that? Well, you guys let me know exactly what you're thinking down below in the comment section, and we'll most certainly talk about it. Don't forget to like, sub, and of course, peace.